12 million. Well, this is the number of USD millionaires currently living in the world. 12 million millionaires. Now you can't tell me that all of those people are geniuses. I mean, come on, 12 million geniuses around the world? I don't really believe in that. Now, I know and I've met many multimillionaires, and I gotta share with you a secret. Most of them are not geniuses. Most of them don't have 160 IQ. But the difference between them and normal people is that they believe that anything is possible, they define their vision, and they go for it 100%. They don't procrastinate. They don't find excuses and reasons why they can't accomplish certain things. But when they focus on that one goal, that vision, they go for it like crazy day after day. And if they get knocked down, they get up and they keep pushing. Now, the problem many very smart people have is that they are so smart that they can always find reasons why something will not work out. Or they simply rationalize to themselves, well, I should do more research. I should learn a little bit more before performing that one task that can bring me closer to that grand vision. And that's a problem because many people end up not doing anything. But what I notice is that millionaires, they are people of action. They take action in spite of the circumstances. So when they wake up in the morning, they don't ponder too much about, oh, should I do this, should I do that? They already have a plan of action and they get to work straight away, okay? So if you want to be very successful, you need to follow those principles. You need to have the right vision, the plan of action, and you need to take action every single day. So, is anything really possible? Well, when you think about it, if you are watching this video, it means that you are using a computer or a smartphone. Now, if you said to somebody 100 years ago that they would be able to use devices like this, they would probably look at you and think that something is seriously wrong with you, that you are crazy. They would probably send you to a mental hospital, okay? But today, we take those things for granted. Now, look at the building you are in. Somebody was smart enough to design it, and somebody was skilled enough to actually build it. Now, in today's world, we take all of those things for granted. For example, I fly probably 150 times a year. You know, we use all those fancy cars. We have computers, we have smartphones. We take those things for granted. But it wasn't always like that. Now, what if I told you that in 100 years, you'll be able to press a button and within 3 seconds, find yourself in a totally different city? Well, it's like teleporting, right? You would probably think that I'm crazy, but am I? Am I crazy? Well, is it not the same like saying to somebody 100 years ago that one day they will be able to hold 1,000 songs and 1,000 books in their pocket? It's precisely the same. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we will be able to teleport ourselves in 50 years. It's just an example. I'm just trying to tell you that essentially just because something seems impossible right now, it doesn't mean that it's actually impossible, okay? And we've proved it many times as human beings. Something seemed impossible, but then some smart, determined people had a vision, they took action, and they made it happen. Now look at some of the successful people who overcame the odds. Look at those people who redefined what was possible. For example, Samuel Walton was growing up during the Great Depression and had to do odd jobs basically to help his family survive. When the war ended, he took a risk and opened a very small grocery store. That's how he started, but that's not how he ended. That small grocery store was the foundation for what later became Walmart, a business empire that made him over $20 billion. Now, I'm sure that you know Richard Branson. Well, he left school without any qualifications. However, he wasn't afraid to take massive action. He had a massive vision, he took a leap of faith and started his own record shop, which became a foundation for the Virgin Empire. Did you know that J.K. Rowling struggled as a single mother living on benefits? Actually, she lived on benefits for many years, and after writing her first draft of Harry Potter, nobody believed in her. All publishers rejected her. Now J.K. Rowling is one of the best paid modern writers. Pelé grew up in Brazil, in the poverty of Sao Paulo. Now he couldn't even afford a proper football to practice, so he practiced with an improvised ball made of newspapers. Can you believe in that? He ended up winning 3 World Cups with Brazil and he became an icon. Now I want you to consider a question. Would all of those successful people achieve success if they didn't really believe in their vision? Well, probably not. Probably after the first hurdle, they would have said, well, maybe it's not worth it, maybe it's too tough, maybe I should simply give up. But just because they believed in their vision, just because they basically knew that they will make it happen, this is why they managed to find the power to persevere, to follow through, and to take action every single day, no matter what the circumstances were. And quite frankly, even though I have pretty big goals, when I look at people like that, when I look at Pele, when I look at Samuel Walton or J.K. Rowling, I say to myself, wow, maybe I should think even bigger, because I realize that even my goals are nothing in comparison to what's possible. So redefine what's possible and set really high goals.